thanks for joining me. I don't know what happened. I got bumped off. But as I was saying, we're going to do a couple of different projects tonight. And I have a special announcement. So thanks for joining. We are going to do a flip cup. I don't think we've done that technique yet. And a flip cup is literally, I'm going to flip the cup on the canvas. So we're going to use a black negative space. And we're going to use shades of pinks and blues, hint, hint. And then when we do our next project, we're going to incorporate some purple. So before I get started, I just want to check the camera really quickly, but I do want to be conscious of everyone's time. So I'm going to get started like right after that. And then if you miss some of it, you can just watch the replay. Hi, Frida. All right, I'm gonna just get started because I know my friend Frida was so nice to join. I know she had something else to do. So again, this first painting is going to be a flip cup. Oh, I have to turn the camera around, don't I? So again, it's a 12 by 24. I'm gonna flip the camera and then we're going to get started. All right, so because of the size, it's not gonna all fit in. Let me look at something. Ooh, yeah, I don't wanna do that. I think we may have to just go like this. I'm gonna try to bring the camera up a little higher to see if we get better. I think that's going to be fine. Yeah, I think we can start like that. Let's see, how much are we missing on this side? We're really not missing that much. That's the problem with these larger canvases. Thank you, Frida. Maddie, can you just ask your mom, is she coming on? I talked to her earlier in the week, and she said she would try to join. All right, so I'm going to start by flooding the canvas with our black. Oh, I did have gloves. Oh my gosh. How does that saying go? A closed mouth doesn't get fed? Can I tell you that I have been looking for gloves for quite a while and I have not been able to find any. And I just happened to ask the people in the dollar store, I was like, so are you going to get any more gloves in? Because I asked for alcohol and they didn't have any alcohol in. And I asked, you know, like, is this still a shortage because of the pandemic? And he was kind of like, alcohol is kind of hit or miss. So then I said, well, what about gloves? Are you going to get any in? Or is that still on shortage also? And he said, he was like, oh, I actually do have gloves. They're behind the register. Ha ha, winning. Because I've been looking for gloves. So I'm trying to see. I'm going to try to conserve some of my black if I can. All right. Oh, Sugarfoot. One of the pins came out. I'll try to put that. I'll try to put that back in. Let me see if I can pour some of the black into a cup. Yes, winning. Oh, Sugarfoot. For as much as I poured into the cup, I still wasted a lot. Let's see, that'll help me because I still need some. All right, where's the pen that came out? Frida, I think I said thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I did see it right before I started doing this. I'm trying to put the pen back in. So why do we have pens, right? I put pens in so that it's not, so it doesn't touch the surface, and we want to always try to make sure everything is leveled. And you want to, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find something to see if I can get a little of this black, because I need some of it. So you want to make sure that your canvas is leveled, because as it's drying, you don't want it to shift. I'm not sure if you can see me, because I think that side of the canvas is the side that isn't really in the frame, but I'm just like getting a little of this black off of the puppy pad, and I'm using it, because why waste paint if we don't have to? So if you're just joining, we are going to do a few projects, and they're kind of related to my surprise. Yeah, and they're just because I like painting with you all. And like I said, we're doing a flip cup. I don't think we've done a flip cup here yet. I know we've done an open cup. Let's see, last week we did, or a week and a half ago, because we didn't meet last Friday, we did, what did we do? We did a blow dryer technique. Yeah, I don't know. We're making our rounds on the different techniques though. Okay, so our canvas is ready. I did something in not the right order, but we'll get through it. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so our canvas is ready. And Dara, in her infinite wisdom, decided to flood the canvas first, and I should not have done that, but I wasn't thinking. Okay, so we're doing shades of pink, shades of blue. We're gonna do, I think we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're gonna do 4 cups. I think our first one, I wanted to layer the cups on camera. And why did I want to do that? I wanted to do that for people that don't necessarily watch the YouTube channel. And if you're like really interested to see these things from start to finish, how they come alive, that's why I wanted to do it on camera. So this one, I'm just gonna, and I think I'm just gonna do 2 layers. My idea with these pinks is 3 different shades of pink, and my idea was kind of have pinks in different shades, light, dark, a medium. I think, now I'm going to do blue, so I'm starting with the baby blue. Again, with these colors, they're kind of like light to dark. This one is cerulean blue. I'll list everything. I am gonna probably put this, I probably will put this on my YouTube channel, because I know everybody doesn't have Facebook. And some of the people that watch my YouTube channel, I would like them to see this. The way I layered the cup is I layered it on the side. I'm trying to think, because this canvas is kind of big, but I kind of thought I wanted to do something else too. All right, so this next cup, what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer it pink and blue. So we have the light pink, we have the light blue. This is a brighter pink. I want to say it's the quinacridone rose, but I'm really not sure. And the cerulean blue will go against that. And then this darker pink. And what is this phthalo blue? Okay, so I'm going to flip these on here, and then I'm going to see if I want to do something else, because I have something in mind. Ooh. Flip cups make me nervous. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't do something because I said I was going to wait until I layered the cups. I got to get these air bubbles out. All right. Let's see. Let's give this a whirl. Uh-oh. My friend Samantha blessed me with a new torch because my other torch has quite the personality, and she doesn't always like to start. So I'm so happy I have another torch. Okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna put this on. Yikers. We're flipping, guys. Here goes. This is the blue. I'm gonna put the blue on next. This is not. And here's the one that has both. Okay. So actually, what I was going to do, I don't really need to do, because we have more than enough paint here. Originally, I didn't know how much paint we would have, although these cups are 3 ounces, and we probably put at least 2 down. So I was thinking if it hadn't flipped like that, then I was going to maybe do like a kiss pour in between, but we don't need a kiss pour. So I'm going to take these off. I should have did the mixed one in the middle. So let's see how this goes. I don't know about this. I think I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a squeeze bottle. I don't see it. Let's see. So I will start to. So what I wanted to happen really didn't happen. We're really not seeing all the different colors of the different shades, at least not the pink. We see some, but not as much as I had hoped. Some of these things are really trial and error. I hope you can see. I'm just like moving it around. Alright, that's not let's see. I'm gonna let it go off this side. So I think it's taking way. Okay. So it's not bad. It's not what I envisioned, but those things happen, and I'll have to go back and think about this. It could be my vision didn't come out. It could be the way I envisioned it to come out, it didn't, because maybe the negative space, but I really did want to use that negative space. I'll have to go back and just make sure I layered them good, with meaning making sure that the transparents were layered correctly with the other paint. All right, I don't quite like it. I'm not going to scrape it, but I'm not sure that I won't paint over it at another time. So I know my other one, my other plan will be okay. I do know that. Well, at least I think I know that. So I'm going to move this. When I move this, I'll look up and see what kind of comments we have. So there's parts that I like, right? And I'm going to always be critical of my work. That's just how it goes. So we have some really, oh, I'm not sure if you can see. I'm going to move this over. We have some really nice cells here that I do like. We had some cells on the other side that I do like. The colors didn't play as well as I wanted them to. This side actually did. Like, we do see the different shades, of the pink on this side, but the other pink, it kind of tended to stay with the darker shade, and you don't see the lighter pink as much. All right, so that's that one. So we have 2 more, hopefully, kinda. Yeah, it'll make it. All right, so I'm going to move this. I have to figure out how I'm going to move it. And then we will start on the next one. Can't see, y'all. Yes, Frida, it does. Frida, I have to think about that question. Let me look before I move it. I was looking to see if we had many air bubbles that needed to be popped. Because even if I don't keep it, I think I'll be right back. I need to move this. I'll be right back. I guess I'll put more pads down. So for the next one, I'm actually going to use a used canvas. Yep, I am. And I said we were going to introduce some purple, right? So, let's see. Rita, I'm going to think about your question. I'm not sure with these techniques if I could, but the repel part I'm going to think about. All right, so as you can see, that one is a used canvas. Has anybody thought about what I said in terms of my surprise? I gave a hint. Did anyone catch it in the beginning? I'm looking for a comment here. Okay. I don't want to keep you all too long. So next project. So my next project, look. I have a vase. And my this thingy is not leveled. And it'll be okay because I'm going to move it. It wouldn't be okay if I was going to keep it on there though. So how am I going to move it if I don't put a cup under? I would not have been able to move it that good. Okay, so let's see. So we're going to use our same colors. Oh, I don't think you can see that. I think I'm going to move everything over just a little more. But I'm going to put a little silver in. All right, I have to see what you all see before I start. Clueless? Okay. So the only thing I said is when I first started doing the first painting, I said I'm using pinks and blues. That was the only clue I gave or hint I gave. I'm going to show you all this painting before I go over it. So this is what I'm going over. It's leaving me. This is a painting I did with some leftover paints. And it was one of those things that didn't come out the way I envisioned it. So we're going to pour over it. Okay, so if anyone is wondering what we're doing, this is a vase and we're going to pour over the vase, and we have the canvas under it. And so the idea is that once I pour on the vase, all of the paint will drip down and it'll give us a vase that we can use. I will resin it, which when it dries, it's going to dry and it's going to look a little dull. And so then I'll use what's called resin, and that will bring it back to life. Meaning it will make it like shiny and really glowy. And I wish I had the other one, but I don't. The one I did for my niece, so you can see it. But I will show it to you after it's done on one of our next sets. So there's two ways you could do it. I just am using this metal braid thing because it's going to give us a pattern, maybe. Or I could just put the cup directly on the canvas, but we're going to do it this way. And I didn't look up again, so I'm not going to look up. I'm going to start, and then when I move the vase to get to the canvas, I'll look to see if anyone caught it that time. Alright, so before I do that, let me do this. So, oh, I forgot I wanted to use silver. I thought I need a little white also. I apologize. I'll be right back. So I'm going to pour a little white at the bottom. And we know that the first thing that we pour in a cup will be the last thing that comes out. So that should give us like a nice little top. I'm not going to go light to dark this time. So I went white, pink. That's a light violet. No, a blue. Phthalo blue. So if you notice, I'm pouring close to the edge. And the reason you pour close to the edge, and I'm going to do silver. The reason you pour close to the edge is so that you can layer it. If you were to pour straight into the cup, it would sink to the bottom. So it's just depending on what you're doing, like what type of project you're working on, whether you want your paint to be layered or if you want your paint to sink. And I kind of like layered for this type of project. I'm not going to do that one. When I have so many colors and I'm talking at the same time, sometimes I'll lose track of the order that I'm in, and that did happen. I know that I didn't start with the light pink, though, that much I do know. So we are going to have a whole cup. Let's see about this. We are going to have a whole cup, but I'm trying to think how much we need. The idea, how much we need for the canvas below. The idea sometimes is that you'll have enough that you poured on the vase that you should be able to be okay with the canvas. And sometimes that doesn't always happen. I think I'm going to stop. The reason I'm going to stop, I know we're not all the way to the tippy top, and we probably do have enough paint to go to the top, but I'm going to stop because I think it's enough for the vase, hopefully, and if not, I can pour more, but I do want to make sure that we have enough for the canvas. So let's see. All right, that's flowing good. Okay, so I think I said I wasn't going to look up to see if anyone guessed until after I pour the vase, because we have to let the vase settle a little anyway, so we can have a little fun after. So we're going to pour on. I think these colors are nice, but I would love to hear from you all. On my side of the vase, it looks like it's covered, so I'm going to move the cup a little on your side, which you can see. So this is beautiful. I'm excited about this. I can't see your side though. Oh, I saw a nice blue on your side though. I think I'm going to stop. The reason I'm stopping is because I didn't want the white to take over everything, and it is. I think I think I'm just going to pour some in one of my cups that I have for the flip cup. And I'm going to pour more on. Because I didn't want the white to take over. I just wanted to have some white. Let's see. Oh, can you see I'm layering a cup? I apologize if you missed some of it. So why am I layering the cup? Because I'm going to pour over it a little bit because I feel that the white took over a little bit. And that wasn't my intention. Although it looks nice. Let me see your side. Oh, yeah. It looks nice. But we're pouring over it. Ooh. So this is really nice also. I'm not sure if people were team white or not. Let me see what your side looks like. And I will turn it around so you can see what I was seeing. Yeah, so it's really nice. It's not even, so I'll have to make a mental note when I do these vases just to make sure that maybe I need to start in the middle, but making sure that the paint goes on all the sides. Although it's fine. That's what art is, right? Everything can't be equal. I'm just checking it out, seeing if we have any air bubbles that I need to pop. Like I said, we're going to let this sit for a couple of minutes. And I don't know if you can see the canvas under, but it looks really, really nice. And it gave it another composition or design when I poured the second cup. I'm just going to go over it, make sure no air bubbles. So of course, when you're doing a vase or a vase, depending on how you pronounce it, it's not, I wasn't using the torch for cells. We definitely don't want cells. But we do want to make sure that we don't have any air bubbles. And the reason why you want to make sure you don't have any air bubbles is because when it dries, you don't want your painting or your vase, whatever you're doing, you don't want it to have those little pinholes. I know I don't. So that's the that's the purpose of getting the air bubbles out. You use the torch for different reasons. You can use the torch because you're trying to produce cells. Sometimes the torch will help with cells. You could be using the torch because you're trying to get some of the colors that are at the bottom of the canvas to come through the other colors, and the heat from the torch would help with that as well. So there's multiple reasons why you use the torch. So I'm just trying to be a little patient just to make sure we get as much of the paint onto the canvas. So I will look up to see what the comments are. Does anyone like the vase? Thank you. Hi, Dr. Reyes. The white didn't look bad. But it was a little, yeah, I know, Maddie. So Maddie said the white didn't look bad, but it was a little overpowering. So you know what that means? That means that I should have just used a little drop of white and not as much white. Because I did want a little white, but I didn't want it to overpower all of the other colors. Definitely wasn't looking for that. I didn't see, but I didn't scroll. I didn't see if anybody thought about the surprise. Thank you, Ramel. Let's see. Thank you, Frida. I didn't forget the silver. All right, guys. So when I lift it, let's see, I have to see where I'm going to put it. When I lift it, I'm going to turn it around so that you can see the side that I've been looking at this whole time. And then we're going to do our last painting. It looks like we have a lot of paint on the canvas, but if we don't, we have more paint. We have a nice composition on the canvas, and that was developed from lifting up the cup and putting it on this wire rack. That's the word I was looking for earlier. And yeah. And as we're doing the painting, I will announce the surprise. Thank you all for being so patient with me. If you have any suggestions for one of our upcoming lives, let me know. But also, please support me and watch my YouTube channel. All right, so I said when I lift it, I'm going to turn it around. All right, I think we've gotten all the paint that we're gonna get. It's still gonna, it will still drip down, and that's fine. We just don't have to wait for it to drip down. So I'm gonna, let's see, I think I'm gonna try to turn it slow so that you can see the other side. So it should be turned all the way. So why is it doing that? Because my rack isn't. My rack isn't leveled. I was trying to see how much, where I touched the glass at, because I did touch the glass. And one of the places I touched it, there is no more paint. You know what, I was gonna pour, because I have some little paint in the cup, and in this cup, and I was gonna pour on, but then that's gonna like kind of mess up. Let me see. I know what to do. Hold on for 1 sec. This spoon, so I'm gonna just put a little paint on this spoon. I'm not sure if you can see me. I don't know if you can see that either. I'm gonna put a little paint on this spoon, and I'm just gonna drizzle this little section where I touched it. I didn't want to do a lot because I don't really want to change the composition of the canvas, but that little bit didn't hurt. Okay, so now I'm going to move it. Oh, let me think. Oh, you know what? I was going to try to take it off, but I'm not doing that. I'm just going to move it. Yikers. Don't tip over. I just moved it to a different section of the table. So, can you see? We have a nice composition here. I think that this looks better than what we are covering up. What if it didn't? Oh, you know what? I want a torch. Oh, Sugarfoot. Why am I saying Sugarfoot? Because I don't have this up on anything. Alright. So, I need to get some cups because I'm going to put it on cups. I'll be right back. So why don't we have push pins in here, right? It wasn't for poor planning. I didn't think I could really like lift this one up much because of the rack. So does anyone like this design? So I wanted to meet today instead of Friday because we didn't get to meet last Friday. And over the holiday weekend, my family and I, which my family, so it was my oldest son Warren, his wife, his wife's family, and then Kiana wasn't able to join us. One of Maddie's sisters weren't able to join us. But they, in person, we did get together because, you know, everybody gets together on Zoom these days. But without further ado, if you all haven't figured out what my surprise is with these colors, my son Warren got married last fall. And him and my beautiful daughter-in-law are expecting twins. Oh my gosh. And we had the reveal over the weekend. And Warren and I predicted right. We are going to have a boy and a girl. Their doctor has nicknamed them Mac and Cheese. And I further nicknamed the boy Mac and the girl Cheese. Let me see if I can get this right. Mac, the boy, is a dancer. He dances in his mommy's stomach. And Cheese, the little girl, she does somersaults. So she's going to be a gymnast. So that is my surprise, guys, and I wanted to do these colors to be representative of a boy and a girl. Yay! Congratulations, Warren and Maddie, Madalena. So really, these paintings were in honor of that, of the blessing of our family multiplying. And then I'm not sure if you all saw the paintings on Instagram, because I didn't name it the same. Kiana posted the paintings on Instagram. I'm sorry, we're going to talk about this painting in 1 minute. I just got to get ready to make sure we can put it up. Kiana, when she posted the painting on Instagram, it was 2 paintings. I posted them on Facebook. I don't know that I named them Twin Flames, but Kiana named them Twin Flames. So I really like the way that this painting came out. I have to touch up the edges, of course. That's always what we have to do here. But I really like it. I'm going to go and see what your comments are. What I want to know is, what do you think? I really like it. I think that the composition it held really good for the most part. So what I would like to know from you all is, do you think this piece right here should move back center a little bit, or do you think it looks nice the way it is? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little minute to think about that, because I'm going to rinse my hands off before I come back to see some of the exciting comments. Oh, you like it this way? I can't see. I gotta move the thing up to see who's saying it. Okay, Mel. Thank you, Frida. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I see the little hearts going off. All right. I don't think anyone said we should mess with it anymore. So, although I have to say, I mean, it's just me. I didn't quite like our first one that much. Or this is how I'll say it. I don't like the first one as much as I like these last two that we did. So I love the vase. I love our painting. I think I need to make sure, do my due diligence, make sure we don't have any air bubbles. I did see a couple. Again, I don't really think we're going to get many cells out of this. That's not the look I'm going for. So if you were on with us a couple of weeks ago, I used some coconut oil to produce cells. But a lot of people use silicone, and I just didn't. It was just like, you know, when I was learning how to do it, I just never did. I think that there's not an artist out there that won't say that if you want to varnish your pieces, that silicone is a good thing, because it's really hard to get the varnish to take with the silicone. And really, me, myself personally, I love getting cells organically. Like, I just love when the cells just pop up on their own. We did a piece. When did we do that piece? We did that piece on Juneteenth. And I did use the silicone, and they did like produce like a lot of cells. No, excuse me, we did not use silicone. I don't even own any silicone. We used the coconut oil hair serum, and that has an ingredient in it. Well, all of them do. There's some type of ingredient in those products that are what produces the cells. But those cells were nice. But again, I kind of just like them when they happen organically. Like in our other piece that we did, there were some cells in that one. I have to tell you guys, I do think that that one is going to get scraped, but who knows? I don't think it's going to dry really good. I think it might be the black. It might be the black, but it may be. I'll have to look, and I tried to look. Some of these paints didn't tell me if they were opaque versus transparent, and you should really like alternate the colors. Opaque and transparent is something, the way that they interact with each other, that helps them. So that may be why the other painting behaved like that, on top of the fact that it's on black, because we've used the same colors. I really wasn't paying attention the order that I put them in, so I can't say that they were all transparent on each other, because you have to alternate them, or all opaques. But we can see that this one came out better. But I think it has to do with the black too. If the black is opaque, that might mess it up. So I'll have to do some more research on it. But I hope that you love the projects that we did today. We'll post them on Instagram. When I get the vase done and I have it, I will, let's see, maybe I'll show you the vase before I resin it so that you can see the difference, but I'll have to figure that out. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I think we may use some of these vases for centerpieces for the baby shower. So you all, thank you for joining. I appreciate your support. Check me out on Instagram or YouTube at Indie Arts Creation. So it's INDIARTZ Creations. And yeah, until we meet again, cheers to painting. Hi, Cheryl. I'm going to stay on a couple of minutes to see who's on here and to see what I can answer or whatever. Hi, Melanie. Thank you for joining. Oh, Melanie and Frida are talking. What is a cell? A cell is, it's just like a cell when you would look at a cell under a microscope in biology. They look like that sometimes. So all cells don't look alike. But wait a minute. If you can wait for 1 minute, Frida, I'll get a picture that shows us some good cells. A painting, rather. Frida, are you still there? I went and got a few paintings so I can try to show some cells. So this is the one we did, and we put something in it to produce the cells. So the cells are the little shapes that look like cells, like they do under a microscope when we're in science, right? So this is the painting we did for Juneteenth, and this had the hair serum in it. And I have another one. I was messing around. I was trying to do some colors because I need to work on a commission piece, and I was just trying to get some colors. I don't quite like it. Again, the white kind of took over, but they wanted that color, but these colors, or maybe the layers, didn't play that well. But what I do like about it is that, yes, I got some good cells in here. There's some nice cells in here, right here, and then some down here. So those are cells. And with this painting, I didn't put anything in it, and they produced on their own. And again, with this one, I did put something in it. But when I said I just like them to happen organically, I really do. I just think it's magical when the cells appear. But there's different ways to get them. I think they say that the Floetrol, which is the pouring medium, helps. I know certain paints are good at producing cells organically. And then if you just like the cell look and you want cells every time you paint, you definitely would want to look at using something more, meaning silicone oil or hair serum. I haven't read or heard that the hair serum is hard when you go to varnish, but definitely the silicone is. And when it's hard, that means that you have to wash your canvas and I just hear it's just a tedious process because you have to kind of like make sure that you wash all of the silicone off before you can varnish it, or it's not going to take right. It's going to, it's like the silicone will be kind of slippery and the varnish will not, it won't stay right or stick right, or I can't get the right wording, but it just won't, it won't apply right. It's like it would just like kind of slide off. It's just not going to behave right with the silicone. So I'll look and see if there's any more questions, and if not, we'll end. Let's see. Yes. Thank you. Aaliyah said the Juneteenth painting is incredible. And I know I don't mention it enough, but all of the paintings are for sale. You can always contact me. If you like any of these that you see me do, or if you want your own vision to come alive, definitely we can talk about that. Thank you, Cheryl. So if there's not anything else, I'm going to end. So again, until we meet again, cheers to painting.